And this is the way the NBA draft works. After about the 7th pick, you run out of players historically. We had 2 really good draft picks. Ja Morant's terrific. I think everybody thought he would be. People thought he could be a better shooting Westbrook. He's been terrific. And Zion, who I would have taken because I do think there's a merch. I'm getting very cool. There is a merch dynamic to Zion, a size and merchandise dynamic. He's a ticket seller, a shoe seller, a jersey seller. Not that Ja Morant couldn't be great. Zion's one of those guys in a football city like New Orleans. To bring in him, boy, you can move the needle. You can sell 7,000 season tickets or whatever you have to sell. So Zion last night played Giannis in Milwaukee. Now, just to give you a heads up, I was just, before the Super Bowl on Sunday, I went for a walk on a place on the beach near my house. And humble brag. And I ran into one of my NBA scouts, an advanced scout. I'm not going to say his name, very smart guy, excellent source. And he had just gotten off a road trip, and he said, man, Milwaukee's loaded. He said, Milwaukee is going to breeze through the East. He goes, they got the best player. They have maybe the second best coach. They have the deepest roster. It's Clippers deep. He goes, they play real defense. And now they have playoff experience. He said, Milwaukee's really good. So last night, Zion faced Milwaukee, and Milwaukee threw bodies at him, and they threw different defenses at him, and Zion kind of struggled. And at the end, Zion dropped 20. That's the best defense in the East, probably the best defense in the league. And Zion dropped 20. His shooting percentage wasn't great. You can't ask a 19-year-old in his 7th game this year who's still not in good shape. He's still not in good shape. He didn't look like he was in good shape last night. But for Zion to drop 20 last night against the best defensive team in this league, the best big in Giannis in the league, you got yourself a star. That's what a star looks like. Was he efficient? Oh, God, no. He's not in shape. That is a great team he faced. And New Orleans has got a bunch of babies and a bunch of kids, and they're not ready to win that game, and they're not ready to fight through that defense. But I thought Zion last night, when you can go out and face the best defense and the best big, struggle from the floor, but flourish in the 4th and finish with 20, that's, again, what a star looks like in the NBA. He's 19. 9 months ago, he was at Duke, coming off of surgery, still not in shape. Folks, Ja Morant and Zion are 2 stars. I feel as strongly today as I've ever felt. Zion talked about scrapping a little last night to get to 20 points. They just threw waves of people at him. It's the deepest roster in the East, and they threw a bunch of different looks at him. They're one of the best defenses, one of the best coach teams. But I think Zion Williamson is a breath of fresh air, and to drop 20 last night against that defense and not shoot well, very impressive to me. We know this to be true. Toronto's a great example last year. Veterans win in the playoffs. The NBA officials, there's 2 NBA seasons. There's a regular season, and then there's a postseason, right? And in the postseason, this is the way it works. The refs swallow their whistles. Translation, older, stronger veteran players flourish. Okay? They do. They have forever. Let's not argue about it. So I would prefer to have a roster led by veterans. But having some young guys matters because they eat minutes. And you can't just rely on old guys. You got to save these guys on certain nights. Kyle Kuzma has been on the trading block for the Lakers now for several weeks. I don't like it. Listen, he's not good defensively, nor does he have much feel for passing. But he's 6'8", long, athletic, and gives you 26 minutes a night. And he can space the floor a little bit and hit the occasional 3. He's not a great player, but he's young. And the Lakers are old. And one of their only other fairly young players is Anthony Davis, who can't stay healthy. The longest stretch the last 2 years for Anthony Davis is 17 games before he has an injury. And when he plays, he's in pain. You watch the Laker games, he hits the floor, he's grabbing his back, he's got a shoulder issue. This has been a chronic problem. Big guys don't get healthier the older they get. In fact, I've been told that LeBron gets on Anthony to play through injuries because the rep for Anthony Davis in his career early was he didn't. He just took the night off. So if you trade Kyle Kuzma, and this is the way LeBron teams work. LeBron and Tom Brady are very similar. They like older, more mature players. Why? Higher IQ. They get the playbook faster. You can rely on them in the playoffs. The downside of that, of course, for Brady is the Patriots look old and slow. Kansas City and Baltimore do not. The downside of the Lakers is you trade Kuzma, Anthony Davis gets nicked up. It's LeBron carrying a bunch of old guys that can't defend Goulet. Sorry, John. Here's the reality. You're not going to rely on Kyle Kuzma in the playoffs. But he's an innings eater. He's a 26-minute-a-night, 6'8" long kid who can space the floor. This team is going to be LeBron. You can't rely on Anthony Davis in the postseason. LeBron's going to carry this team, and my guess is he's going to carry them to the Western Conference Finals before they're eclipsed by a deeper, more talented Clipper team. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I like Utah a lot too. But Utah can't defend LeBron or Kawhi Leonard. So I guess my point is, when LeBron leaves teams, we've seen a pattern. They're bad, but they're always old because LeBron doesn't want young guys. That's why Josh Hart's no longer a Laker. Brandon Ingram's no longer a Laker. Lonzo Ball is no longer a Laker. They got rid of all of them. That's fine to get Anthony Davis. But you better have some innings eaters. You better have 26 minutes a night because Anthony Davis gets hurt. And the Western Conference is not going to be a breeze for the Lakers. They're not going to sweep 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. This isn't the East. Okay, LeBron in the first round could end up facing Houston or a Utah, you know, a dangerous Dallas team that can shoot. And so you're going to have 5- and 6-game series. You think Anthony Davis is going to go through 4 series like that and not have an injury and not miss games? And it's going to be LeBron and a bunch of old guys that can't defend. You don't rely on Kuzma, but he's young, he's long, he's athletic, 26 minutes a night. Be very careful. You got to push back on LeBron sometimes. This is one of those, didn't LeBron say a week ago, we're good enough to win a title? Didn't he? And they are. They are good enough to win a title. Be very careful here at the trading deadline. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.